Imagine going to bed with waves crashing outside your window, and waking up to find every single ocean on Earth gone. No water, no waves, just cracked seafloor stretching for miles. Sounds like a bad dream, right? Well, let's dive into what would actually happen if the ocean suddenly evaporated overnight. First off, how much water are we talking about? The oceans hold over 1 billion cubic kilometers of water. That's enough to fill hundreds of millions of Olympic swimming pools for every single person on Earth. Now imagine all that water just poof, vanishing into thin air by morning. So what's the first thing we'd notice? Easy, the air. When water evaporates, it doesn't disappear, it turns into vapor. If every ocean evaporated in one night, Earth's atmosphere would suddenly be thousands of times thicker with water vapor. You'd open your door and basically walk into a hot, suffocating steam bath. Breathing would feel like shoving your head into a sauna, and not a fun one. Next problem? Heat. Water normally soaks up sunlight and keeps our planet cool. But if all of it evaporates at once, we'd create an instant greenhouse on steroids. Sunlight gets trapped by the vapor, and the planet heats up fast. Think global oven. Within hours, temperatures would spike to levels that would cook crops, boil rivers, and roast most living things unlucky enough to be outside. Okay, but what about the land? If you're anywhere near the coast, you'd suddenly see the ocean floor exposed. Entire shipwrecks, coral reefs, even ancient fossils that have been hidden for millions of years would be sitting there in the open. Cool for about 5 minutes, until you realize the seafloor is not exactly stable. Huge trenches, methane pockets, and underwater volcanoes could collapse without water pressure holding them down. Imagine the ground suddenly splitting open beneath your feet. Yikes. And let's not forget the animals. Marine life, fish, whales, plankton all gone instantly. Billions of species wiped out in a single night. Even land animals would struggle. With the oceans gone, rainfall would stop. The water cycle basically dies. In a matter of weeks, rivers and lakes would dry up. In a few months, Earth would become one giant desert. Here's the kicker. All that water vapor in the sky doesn't just hang out forever. Eventually, it would cool and come crashing back down as rain. But not gentle showers. We're talking megastorms rain so heavy it could flatten cities. Lightning storms that never stop, and floods on a scale we've never seen. Ironically, the oceans would try to rebuild themselves. But the chaos might wipe us out before they ever return. And the weirdest part? If the water never came back, if it somehow stayed on Earth, would look a lot like Mars. Dry, dusty, barren. Oceans aren't just pretty beaches. They're the reason our planet is alive. Without them, Earth wouldn't just be uncomfortable. It would be unrecognizable. So what's the takeaway? The oceans don't just give us seafood and surfing. They regulate temperature, control weather, produce oxygen, and keep the whole planet running. Losing them overnight would be like pulling the battery out of Earth itself. Makes you appreciate that big blue expanse a little more, right? If you enjoyed this deep dive into a nightmare scenario, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment with your own what-if idea, and subscribe for more science-backed thought experiments. Because hey, the oceans are still here for now.